This is Stephanie Hoff from WISPolitics.com and WISPbusiness.com, welcoming you to a webcast conversation with the state's superintendent candidates. This is a special series we're doing in partnership with the Milwaukee Tech Hub Coalition. The Tech Hub recognizes K-12 computer science education as vital to growing the region's technology economy. So ahead of the February 16th primary, we're going to see what the candidates have to offer. Each candidate is asked the same 3 questions from the Tech Hub. They did not see the questions ahead of time or hear each other's responses before recording. Joe Fenrick is here with me today. Joe is a science teacher at Fond du Lac High School, a lecturer at UW-Oshkosh, and an elected county board official. Joe, happy to have you on the webcast.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me to the webcast. I appreciate it.
So every industry right now is undergoing some kind of digital transformation. So technological literacy is a gateway to upward mobility. However, technology and computer science standards are not consistently integrated into the expectations for a college and career-ready graduate. How is this specifically addressed by the equity-aligned priorities of your platform?
Sure. So one of my planks for my platform is to make sure there's a couple things. To make sure that internet is everywhere. During virtual teaching, the way that K-12 has been going, especially in spring and now, we need to make sure that we have broadband internet for every child in every household, and it has to be affordable as well. Not many people are talking about the affordability piece of it, but $100 per month is way too expensive for most of our families to afford. As far as also for the computer science portion, I'm a big proponent of having computer science taught at the elementary level and then throughout middle school and in high school as well. As I've been talking to teachers around the state, most schools are lacking a computer science teacher, in which case I would love to see one in everywhere. We also need to focus on robotics as well. Computers and robotics is the future of most industries, so we have to start looking at those programs and incorporating them. That's why the DPI needs to be innovative and forward thinking.
You mentioned computer science teacher shortages. Teacher and substitute shortages in general have been exacerbated by COVID-19. Teachers in Wisconsin are not generally required to demonstrate proficiency in tech and comp sci standards, and those that do are most likely to find opportunities in the private sector. What public policy measures would you advocate for to ensure more capacity for tech literacy in schools, despite that shrinking supply of teachers who might be capable of achieving those outcomes?
Sure. So there's several things that we can do to have more teachers and more computer literate teachers in the classroom. We have to start high schools, school districts, and the state need to partner with the universities. We need to incorporate computer science classes into the teaching degrees so that everyone knows how to use a computer, how to operate a computer, and then also some computer programming as well. We need to encourage a lot more college students to go into computer sciences and the education portion of computer sciences. So that way at least every school can have a computer science teacher.
And Joe, about 52% of public high schools in Wisconsin offer a computer science course, but there are still many barriers to scaling the offerings to purposefully include girls and students of color. Can you give us 2 to 3 of the largest barriers you see, and how will you and your team address those if elected?
Sure. So first, one of the biggest barriers that we have is we don't have enough qualified teachers, as we said before, for computer science. So we need to have enough teachers in every building, in every school. Then when you said 52%, I believe you said of the high school, we need to also look at the elementary level and middle school for incorporating computer science. If we can start our children out young, learning computers, learning the technology, then when they get to high school, they're more likely to take computer science classes. As far as incorporating more people into it, again, we need to be expanding our offerings. We have a limited amount of qualified teachers. We have a limited amount of schools that are offering it. The schools also can provide partnerships with each other, where you would have a distance learning, kind of like over Zoom or over Google Meet. Some of your more rural schools, you maybe have one computer science teacher, but then you share them with several different districts. So that way everyone has an opportunity for computer science and for learning.
All right. Well, thanks, Joe. Those were all the questions. I want to thank you for coming on to share your thoughts and in your platform with us today, and wish you the best in the primary.